Hey, what's going on YouTube? In this video, I'm just going to cover my new scan tools that I got. I got the Apollo D8 and I got the Vantage Pro. The Vantage Pro is a scope, a digital meter, and a scoping meter all in one. That's all it does. And then, the Apollo D8 is a scan tool with the Intelligent Diagnostics. I'm going to cover, the reason why I bought these two instead of buying the new Zeus. The scan tool that I had before was the Solus Edge. I traded that in. And, like I said, I got the Apollo D8 brand new. And I got the Vantage Pro used. So this is my little comparison review after being able to use these tools for a few weeks and really kind of get to know them. I know the Apollo D8 better than I know the Vantage Pro, but all I can say about the Vantage Pro, it's like any other scope. I haven't got to use all the functions on it just because, when I bought it used, it didn't come with everything. So I have a lot of stuff on order. I just have like basic, probes and test leads, for the Vantage Pro, right now. But, I got pressure transducers coming. I've got, amp clamps and, a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'm also going to be talking about how, how I tie the two scan tools together using a free program on my laptop. I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about what exactly Intelligent Diagnostics is. So pretty much, when you hook your scan tool up to the car, the Intelligent Diagnostics, when you go to do a code scan, it'll pull the codes, and then it gives you an option to, when you go to, you can look at the codes individually, and pretty much like they'll give you, the sure track data. They'll give you a graph of confirmed fixes at the mileage, what the most popular fixes for the mileage is, top repairs. One line on the graph is the number of repairs. That's the line going up, and then the line going across is at the different mileage intervals. Next, you have any technical service bulletins for those codes. You got smart data with flags, which is a customized PID list, just specific to that code. You may have a PID list that's 40 things long, but that code you may only have to look at 5. So what it'll do is it'll based on that code, it'll just pull those 5 PIDs, and you're able to look at it, and then it puts flags on them, and then on all the PIDs. And then what'll happen is if something is out of spec, the flag will turn red to get your attention to start paying attention. And, you could record video and you'll know when it started to do it. If you're trying to duplicate the problem, like let's say you're on a test drive, so that's real handy right there. And then you have a test and reset section. If, with the Apollo, you can only do the tests that are on this scan tool, like actuator stuff and stuff that you would do with a normal scan tool. If anybody's familiar with the Solus platform, like just basically the tests that they had on there and everything. One thing I want to say is that the Zeus and the Apollo are very similar to Solus. I feel it's a Solus platform just beefed up a little bit. So you do have that. If you did have the Zeus, it would also give you guided component tests in that section that you could do with the scope. But I've got the Apollo, so I just do those, and I do the guided component tests on my own with the Vantage, not the Vantage, whatever the hell it is. Sorry, it's early in the morning. I've been up since like 4 or something like that with the baby. Anyways, next, we have the SureTrack info, which is when people write their own notes, their test procedures, what order they went in, what their fixes were, stuff like that. That kind of goes along with the graph, but it's people's personal notes and stuff. You can look at the notes, and then you have a tips section. Now the tips section, I'm not sure if anybody can update the tips section, but it's mostly like dealer information or whatever. I can't remember what it was. I only seen one thing that had a tip, and I can't recall what it was. That's kind of cool, because it can provide you with information that's not released, or if somebody finds an easier way to do something, it can be in there. That's pretty much what Intelligent Diagnostic is. I had a chance. I took a 2-day class on Advanced Diagnostics. One was just a scan tool class, and one was a scope. And then the next class was the scope class. It was this guy that flew in from Florida. As you guys know, I'm in California. But anyways, Snap-on put it on. We were using the Zeus. That's how I got a chance to use the Zeus, and also, watch somebody else use it and see it in action. We pulled a few cars in, and people that were attending the class, they would pull their cars in, and we would do different stuff. I got to see how it worked. The Zeus is pretty cool. Me personally, I can't afford that. So, with that said, the Zeus is a 4-channel scope. But it does the same thing that the Apollo does without the scope. If you've already got a scope, there's no need to, go pay $16,000 for the Zeus. It's like $6,000 for the Apollo. I'm not going to get into what I paid for it, but that's like that's their, that's what, if you go on the Snap-on website, what they're trying to sell it for. That's no breaks or nothing like that. You talk to your dealer, you can probably get it a lot cheaper, or maybe not. I don't know. It depends what your relationship's like with your dealer. Alright, now I don't have the Zeus. I have had a chance to use it, but this is just a photocopy of what the screen looks like on a Zeus, and this is what the screen looks like on the Apollo. Now, I've been saying that these are both exactly the same except for the meter, and you may be thinking, well, the Zeus looks like it has a lot more, but really, here's the meter right here, the scope and multimeter, and the guided component tests. Those are really, the same. That's what I said that the Apollo didn't have. Now you still might say, okay, well, this has 5, and this has 8 if you take those two out. Well, what I want to tell you about this is the Snap-on was kind of tricky when they did this. So right here, how it has previous vehicles and data, well, Data Manager and Vehicle History are both combined in the Apollo D8. Now, System Settings and Help, I believe. Oh, no. So System Settings is Tools. Now, Help, SureTrack, and Scanner is all in the scanner function on the Apollo. So this is the same exact thing. They made it, quick lookups is the same, but they try to make it look different. Like this has more, but it really, like I said, the only thing it's missing is the meter. So the computer that I use is a HP EliteBook. You can use any Windows-based computer with ShopStream Connect, as long as you have Windows 7, 8, or 10 installed on the computer. That's the platform that it needs to use. The other tool that you'll need to use ShopStream Connect is this USB cable, regular USB, and then it's got like the video. This isn't mini USB, it's like what you use for like a video camera or something like that. But this connects to all the Snap-on scan tools. When you buy a scan tool, it will come with this cable. Also, you know, it's important when you're using the ShopStream Connect. It's important to take a lot of videos and pictures with your scan tool. That way, you know, you can utilize it fully. You can decide later what you want to use, you know, what you want to save and what you don't. But the idea is to overload, you know, the salesperson and the customer with info. Because the more info that they have, the more likely they are to, you know, want to do the job that you're trying to sell them, or how you can verify that what you're doing is right. All right, one cool thing that I wanted to talk about when I traded my Solus Edge in, you know, that was my main scan tool. I kept my OBD1 kit for the European. This is the European kit that they have. And this is the domestic kit, and it's got some Asian too. So anyways, yeah, so this, you know, with the use of the D5 connector, that's this one right here, that you know, you plug the scan tool in, and then it's got the slot to hook these OBD1 connectors up. So with the DA5 connector, I am actually able to use it on the Apollo D8, which is cool. One thing that I like about this Apollo is it's got a light on the dongle. Now it doesn't work when the scan tool is off, so you have to, you know, you have to plug it in, or you don't have to plug it in, but I mean you have to power it on in order to, you know, with the Solus I would plug it in, and then you know, the scan tool would power up on its own. This one will do the same thing. If you plug it in, it'll power up on its own. But if you want to be able to use the light to find the data link adapter, you know, you gotta have the scan tool on. So one thing I wanted to talk about, you know, this looks just like the Solus Edge at first glance. You know, quick look. I'll go through these real quick. Quick lookups. You got oil specs and resets, and you know, tire and wheel service. This is for like resetting the TPMS, and it's also got like torque specs and whatnot. This is actually, I really like this. You know, this was not part of the old platform that they had for the Solus Edge. You know, this the generic OBD, and then you've got, you know, the regular scan tool. You know, everything else is pretty much, you know, self-explanatory. Everything else is pretty much the same. You know, it's got a touch screen just like the Solus platform. You know, the button pad is still the same. Oh, I gotta plug it in and charge it. As you can see, I got the 18.2 update. This is the new update. Overall, I like the Apollo. It's a great tool. I use it a lot, and it gets the job done. So as you can see, I'm connected to an audio A6. I wanted to show you guys how the Intelligent Diagnostics worked, but unfortunately, you know, I'm at the shop, but this is the only car right now that I could hook up. Everything else is all disconnected and everything. You know, And the only codes that I have on this, even though it says that we have 7 codes, but I'll show you right here, they're all factory codes. So, you know, unfortunately, there's not, you know, these are all like lights and phone, you know. Oh, fuck, focus. Anyways, you know, I wanted to show you guys how this worked. I wanted to give you a demo, and I don't have time to wait till later. I've kind of been working on this video longer than I probably should have, but you know, this is it right here. See, this is where the graph would be right here, the top repairs. Got the TSBs, smart data, functional tests and resets, the SureTrack data, real fixes, and the tips section. And you know, that's what it looks like. You know, if you got like a TSB or something like that, it'll, you know, it won't have that check. It'll have like a number of TSBs that are up there, just like how right here, how it says there's 7 codes found. That's how it would do where the check is. Anyways, it took me like, I don't know, 7 minutes to scan this car. It's got over 20 modules. You know, but anything European, it's always going to take way longer to scan. But that's my demo of this. Oh, the one thing, or maybe this does have it and I just haven't figured it out, but the one thing that the Zeus has that the Apollo D8 doesn't have, other than the scope, is it has the ability to do split screen. So I could like, you know, I could be looking at live data on one side of the screen and then something else on the other side of the screen. I really like that. I thought that was cool. I'm going to try to find out if I can do that with this. Anyways. Alright, so here we are. I've got my Apollo D8. It's in PC mode. And I have it hooked up to my laptop. Now, I already, you know, I've got some data on here, some cars that I've been looking at throughout the past week and whatnot, and you know, a while ago, just some stuff that I had saved that I never deleted. But you know, I wanna show you how this works. I already opened this up before I started making the video, but it normally doesn't load that fast at first, but I had it in the window down here. But anyway, as you can see, you know, I have, so this was a custom PID list that, you know, the complaint was a hesitation. You know, it's a VW GTI, and so this was just a custom PID list that I made looking at you know, different stuff. I made a video of it, but as you can see, I can, like, you know, I can scroll through all the data, you know, and look at everything individually. You know, I could use this to, you know, I could email this to the person at the front desk and they could show the data, you know, to the customer. If, let's say, here, I'll go back up to engine speed. Hold on just a second. I guess I gotta go over here. Let me go back up to engine speed. So let's say, see, I've got all these boxes up here where I can break it down. I've got it in the double box right now, but if I wanted to like zoom in and see more accurate, see how the scale here goes 0, 2000, and 1420. Well, if I click on one, I can just look at this one and it has it broken down into even smaller increments. There's also a zoom in and zoom out, you know, on the bottom. You know, it's, I don't know, this is kind of cool. I keep it on 2. You know, you could put it on 4. As you can see, you know, I would have to drop this window down bigger if I wanted to look at more, but it goes all the way up to 16 squares. I like to keep it on 2. That's the best for me, you know. As you can see here, I started playing the video. This is, you know, it's showing the data over here, you know, the changes, and you see the little cursor going as I was recording. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stop that and click out of this. Yes. But as you can see, like, and then, like, let's say I click on this, I've got, for screenshots, I've got a little, you know, this is just a little demo picture that I took, you know, for this video. But it's got this little viewer window down in here for regular pictures. So you can, you know, if you had a whole bunch of screenshots, you could flip through them quick without, you know, you may have a whole bunch for you know, one car, and, you know, you're kind of trying to decide what you want to use and what you don't. But yeah, so this is the ShopStream Connect. This is the ShopStream Connect program. As you can see, you know, there's a lot less stuff than when I had the Vantage Pro hooked up. You know, the only program data that they have on here is you know, the demo movie. All the rest of this stuff is all stuff that I recorded or whatever. So yeah, so that's ShopStream Connect. Okay, so here's the Vantage Pro that I bought used. I'm gonna go ahead and power this up. And you know, while it powers up, you know, it came with 3 batteries. Only one of them is good. But you know, Snap-on is going to take care of it for me. I'm getting 2 other batteries, and you know, I'm getting some you know, some probes and everything else. As you can see, this has a 14.4 update. Now, you know, they don't make this Vantage Pro anymore. The only thing that you can get for it is you can still get, like, the testing components, like, you know, transducers and, you know, amp probes and stuff like that. But you can still get the updates for them. And the reason why you would need an update is if you can see, the third thing on the list is the guided component tests. So, you know, when new vehicles come out or whatever, or, you know, and you got different options and stuff like that. So that's why you would need to get the update for this. Right now it's got 14.4. I know that's not the newest stuff. Actually, I'm not sure if that's the newest for, for the Vantage Pro or not. But, you know, I wanted to run through this real quick. You know, as comparisons to Zeus, with the intelligent diagnostic, you know, not only is this a scope, but, you know, on the Zeus, they do a guided component test as part of the intelligent diagnostic. But, you know, the only thing is they'll narrow it down to tell you which tests you need to do, depending on the codes. You know, this won't do that, you know, so I'm missing that part of the intelligent diagnostic. But, you know, having the Zeus is not a cure-all, you know, to diagnosis. You still need to know what you're doing, you know, because, let's say, you know, the Zeus isn't going to have, you know, even though it is updated daily, the Zeus is not going to have all the information. And as far as intelligent diagnosis goes, it runs off of it runs off of the what is that, the whatever program, you know, the program that Snap-on uses, and people can update data or whatever, and you know, so there may not, I've ran across cars where there's not really any data for the codes, pretty much, you know. Anyways, something else I wanted to throw out is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Batteries Plus. If you have any batteries, you can take them to Batteries Plus. Like with this, I think Snap-on only had like 12 batteries left for this scan tool, and I have 2 of them on order. You know, but, you know, that was something that I was kind of scared of, was that I wasn't going to be able to have a battery for it. Now, this does work if you keep it plugged in. You know, so you get a warning when the battery starts to die, and then you can plug it in, and that way you can switch the battery out while, you know, if you're in the middle of, you know, using the scope or whatever. But what I was going to say about Batteries Plus is that they will actually remake batteries. They'll open them up, as long as they're not, what is it? I believe as long as they're not lithium ion, they will make the batteries. I know I called Batteries Plus. I talked to them about this battery. They said as long as they can get it open without damaging it, that, you know, they would be able to do it, and that they do it all the time. So, you know, that's as at a little side note, if, you know, anything that you have that needs batteries. But, you know, since I'm on the topic of, you know, an older scan tool, you know, that's why I wanted to bring that up. Now, hold on. Let's see. So I wanted to run through this. You know, it's not touchscreen or anything. It's, you know, it's kind of old school. You got to use the pad over here, the thumb pad and stuff. But as you can see, you know, you put in the new vehicles. You got your previous vehicles list, guided components test, you know, how to, etc., etc. If we go, okay, on the scope, we got lab scope, ignition scope, presets. This also has a graphing meter and a digital meter, which is awesome. This has everything. As far as the meter, the oscilloscope and the meter go, this has everything that branch of the Zeus has. And, you know, because I bought this used, I got it for a considerably lower price than new. You know, and the Apollo is, you know, way less than half the price of the Zeus. So this combination, you know, the Apollo does everything that the Zeus does, just without, it doesn't have a scope. So, you know, I'm not going to talk about, you know, what I paid for, you know, the Apollo and what I paid for this Vantage Pro, you know, because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I may get a better deal than somebody else, or somebody may get a better deal than me, whatever, I don't care, you know. But I will say that I believe the Vantage Pro was $2,500 brand new, and I believe the Apollo is around $6,000 brand new. Also, something that I wanted to point out is that, hold on, let me go in this bag real quick. Something that I wanted to point out is that if you go on the website, you can do a side-by-side comparison of any of the scan tools that they have. Now, if you do a side-by-side comparison of the Zeus and of the Apollo, on the Snap-on website, it actually says that the Apollo does not have intelligent diagnostic, but that the Zeus does. This is false. I don't know if it was a mistake that they made on their website, but it's not true. They have the intelligent diagnostic with Apollo. I have the Apollo. I've used the intelligent diagnostic. And then, you know, to further back that up, you have this new catalog that Snap-on came out with May 2018. It doesn't want to focus right now. Anyways, and it says, this is talking all about the Apollo right here. And it even says, the first thing it says is it's talking about the Intelligent Diagnostics software. So here, I mean, here it is. You know, the only thing that's missing from the Intelligent Diagnostic and the Apollo that is on the Zeus, once again, is the guided component test, you know, and you know, so that, I mean, that's it. But anyways, you know, this, I'm sure this scope may not be as fast as, the scope on the Zeus. You know, it's a little more old school, you know, but I mean, that's all right. I was born in the 80s. You know, I'm used to, you know, I grew up on not great graphics. So that doesn't bother me any. I don't know. I'm happy with this so far. You know, I'm waiting on a few other things. You know, I've only been able to use this minimally. You know, just because I don't have the pressure transducers or, you know, a lot of the attachments and stuff like that goes with it. I have those on order, you know, but I've just, like I said, I've used it minimally, oh, another thing, this is a two-channel scope, but it also has this auxiliary attachment, which will actually make it more than two-channel. You use the auxiliary attachment, you know, from what I've read. I haven't got to use it yet, but that's, you know, that's what you would hook the pressure transducers up to. Maybe a few other things. I'm not sure, but, you know, you're able to use, I do know that you're able to use the pressure transducers while you're using the other two channels. Also, you know, you slide it over. You got the USB, you got the, to a computer, or you can, you know, I'm pretty sure you could put like a thumb drive in there and, you know, download stuff straight off the tool. What I do is I hook this up to my laptop and use the Snap-on's program ShopStream, which is a free download. And then with the ShopStream, I'm able to link both this scan tool and my Apollo and share information on the site. From the site, I can email, you know, I can, like with the screenshots and videos and stuff that I'm able to record. Oh, I am able to record screenshots and videos with this. But, you know, I can email them, I can save them as a file. I can, you know, there's just so much I can do with the ShopStream. So it's almost like, you know, once I connect the two to the computer, it's almost like it's one scan tool anyways. Okay, so right here is the Vantage Pro. I got it hooked up to my laptop. The program that I'm using is called ShopStream Connect. It's a Snap-on program. It's like I was telling you before, it's so you can share information from your scan tool. And you can, you know, take pictures, send pictures, you know, whatever info that you need to share, whether you're emailing it or, you know, saving the file to send to somebody else, or, you know, just keeping it on your computer as a saved file as opposed to, you know, keeping it in the scan tool. Now, all these, I don't have, you know, I don't have any data or anything like that saved on the Vantage Pro right now. All these files and everything are all files and setup screens on the tool. So yeah, I'm gonna connect this to my other scan tool, and I'll show you exactly what it's like with the other one. But you know, again, this is ShopStream Connect. You know, it's got all your info right here. Let me show you what this looks like. Let me come out of this. And That's ShopStream Connect. That's what it looks like right there. Focus. Oh, it's not going to focus. There we go. But that's what it looks like. Okay, so that was my video comparison and why I did what I did. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, go ahead, give me a thumbs down. You know, don't comment, subscribe. You know, if you didn't like the video, tell me what you didn't like about it, and I can work on it in future videos. Also, something that I wanted to say real quick before I end this video up is that, you know, if you're trying to get something like the Zeus platform at a lower cost, you know, I would recommend going with the Apollo platform. But as far as the scope goes, you know, you could use any scope. You could use Pico. You could, you know, use the Vantage Pro like I used in this video. You know, you could use one of the, you know, the Veruses or the Moduses or whatever. You know, whatever you like or whatever you can afford. Also, you know, with the computer, you can use any computer you want. But like I said before, it has to be running Windows 7, 8, or 10 in order to use ShopStream Connect. Alright, have a great day.